What a world is Mac? Tell me something slick and make it stick. Yes, sir, baby. I know what you're saying. He back again. He keep coming back. But listen here though, I got one of my other player partners that a lot of y'all remember, and maybe a few of y'all forgot. But goddamn, we're gonna bring him right back to your mind. I got my man Gerard, who was on Queen's Court with me, one of my castmates, a good brother. We talked a lot. So I tell you what, sit tight. Stay tuned. Get your cigars, get your drink, whatever you do for your relaxation. Because me and my partner about to catch up. See you in a minute.
Sure.
Man, we got the phone. My guy, Gerard, man, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. I've been here 2 minutes and I done set the fire alarms off already, my boy.
And man, you got my studio blowing up and shit. God damn.
Listen, yes, sir. That's the heat. Yes, sir. What's going on with you, Mr. Mac?
Hey, man, I'm just up here, you know, doing a little talking shit, swallowing spit on cigar chats with Mac, man.
Hey, man, you always make it smooth with a groove, boy. I like how you do that. So what's up? What you got for me? What we talking about today?
Well, we'll talk about you, man. Before we get into Queen's Court and all of that, man, you was somebody official before the show. And I always like to let people understand, you know what I mean? Hey, it wasn't no bums on that show, period. You know
never that.
Let's put some respect on these boys. So tell us a little bit now. What I remember, you an old Georgia boy, am I right?
Of course I'm an old Georgia boy. Always.
Now, tell me a little bit about, man, you growing up South Georgia, what it was like, and you know what I'm saying? Take us through your childhood, homie.
All right, man. So I'm a country boy through and through. I tell anybody that. Like a lot of us in the South, we grew up with our grandparents, so I'm no exception to the rule.
That's right. I guess it went out or something like that, baby. But yeah, you saying grandparents raised you, man, you know, exception to the rules.
Yeah, so like I say, living with my grandparents, my parents wanted me to go to the best school in our area, so they sent me to stay with my grandparents, and that's probably the best thing that could have happened to me because it allowed me to grow up in a time and area where I was able to see a lot of stuff when I was young, and that just prepared me for life. Living with my grandmother, and I tell anybody this, you know, she was a stay-at-home person, so up until the time I graduated school, I had 3 meals a day.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I got home, that plate was on the table. Yes, I didn't have an alarm clock because she woke me up, but, you know, that taught me that a person can be so much, even if they don't have a job, even if they don't have to go out and work for somebody. She made her life meaningful. So I took that from her. And my grandfather, he was an old hustler. You know what I'm saying? In my family, we all business people. So clubs, hotels, stuff like that runs in my family. And, you know, I got a little bit of the hustle side from my father too. You know, he did some things that, you know, proud on the streets.
Yeah.
But it gave me an outlook on how I wanted to move. So my childhood was pent upon being a 9-10-year-old in a very adult world because my grandparents are old school. So and I tell people I was driving at the age of 10, 11 by myself.
Wow.
You know, I had my grandmother and grandfather sending me to the store. Hey, pick up some beer, pick up some cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And tell them I sent you, and you're gonna be okay. So that was kind of my upbringing. A young kid in a very adult world, and it prepared me for where I'm at today. You know, the person that you met, just being humble, being able to be in a room full of men, being able to realize what a real honest, upstanding person is when they're in my face. So yeah, that's what you got as a kid. A lot of sports. Before I cut you off, a lot of sports and just a lot of knowledge from life, if I should say that.
Bro, first of all, we can't speed past grandmama and granddaddy, man, because I was raised by my great grandmother. And that explains a lot why I liked you and connected with you from day one. Because when you raised with them grandparents and our great grandmama, that's a whole nother set of values, an old school tradition of values that no longer exist.
Yes, sir.
And that was the thing I liked about you. Respectful, gentleman. You mind your business. Hey, man, you played the part that was asked of you to play. You never got outside of yourself. Now, let me ask you this, man. Granddaddy was a hustler. Now, did Granddaddy have a juke joint? Because all my goddamn cousins and my granddad in Mississippi had juke joints and shit.
Yes, we had a juke joint on the Chitlin circuit.
Yes, sir.
So, when I tell you I'm coming up, I'm looking on the wall and I'm seeing posters, people like Johnny Taylor, people like James Brown, Lil Richard, Denise LaSalle. You ever heard a song called I Be Stroking? That's Clarence Carter. Listen, I seen all these people as 8, 9, 10 years old. Yes. So that's where I come from.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And my grandfather, when I say old hustler, a testament to him. In my grandfather's life, and I get to my great grandmother because she was the cornerstone of the community. My great grandmother died at 102 years old. So you're talking about somebody who witnessed slavery, born in 1900. So I got that wisdom, and that passed along. My great grandmother had 8 kids, 6 boys and 2 girls. Okay. And the club was across the street from her house. So I leave out of her yard, go across the street to see my grandfather. And the old hustler in him, when I say, my grandfather went to prison for bootlegging, running liquor, right after a stint of being a deputy sheriff for our county. So, yeah, that phase, that's what I got as a youngin', like, ooh, that's what I'm into.
Hey.
Okay.
Granddaddy was going hard. He wasn't playing with it.
not at all. Not at all. So, that was my life, just playing up in that, and on to my grandmother. She supported my grandfather. Come on, we talk about women and men today and how dating and marriages goes, but what they had, you don't see that anymore. You don't see a level of respect or come in the house. My grandmother was a very strong, opinionated woman, but when it came to my grandfather,
yes, sir,
she look at me and she say, "What your grandfather say? That's what we gonna do. No questions about it." So that's what I got.
So you and me, we came up in a time where it was the respect for the man and it was respect for the woman.
Yeah.
So we wasn't raised with these gender wars. Men don't need women. Women don't need men. I always said, if you a woman don't think you need a man don't think you need a woman, then how in the hell we gonna keep this damn community and culture going? Come on,
man. Exactly. But we all need it, and I thank my grandmother and grandfather for that because they allowed me to see that both of them weren't perfect, but they was both for each other, hands down.
Come on.
So, my grandfather will go to war about my grandmother, and she got on his nerve, but believe me, there was a love there that was, hey, boy, you better take care of your grandmother. Do whatever she asks her to do, and we ain't gonna worry about it. You right. So he cherished my grandmother, and she cherished him. So and I appreciate that, especially in this day and age where people just don't care for each other no more. So, shout out to Anna Ruth and bruh. They was number one in my life, and they raised me to what you see right now.
I just can smell the good food coming out of grandmama. As you talking, I just know that I'm thinking about them smothered pork chops. I'm thinking about that rice. I'm thinking about them homemade pancake. When you talk, I'm just imagining them good meals that grandmama and them gave you, bro. I could just, some of that fried corn, some of them salmon croquettes with the rice. Oh,
listen, You calling out everything. Anybody in my county, in my city, they know my grandmother for her cooking. Right now, to this day, I'm 41 years old. I can go home right now, and this is the exact word. Oh, you bro Anna Ruth grandson. Man, I sure miss your grandmama cooking. That's what I get right now. I'm talking about 2 days to make a sweet potato pie, sweet tea outside in a pickle jar in the sun.
Yes, sir.
Listen, come on. That's what I got. Man. So, I love my grandparents. Yeah, absolutely.
Man. Well, let me ask you this, bro. So now,
yes, sir.
another thing me and you got in common, the Navy. You a Navy man. I'm a Navy man. Now,
come on, man.
Yeah, man. I was a Navy 4 years. Now I didn't retire like you. You're a better serviceman than me. I was a little bit too goddamn rambunctious and radical.
Listen, man. You do your time, whether it's 4 years, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. The fact that you as a person jumped out there, raised your hand and say, I'll do, I got to respect for you, because that's something that a lot of people, they don't understand, that you put your life in a different place to simply serve the betterment of something other than yourself. So
come on now,
hey,
Gerard, talk about it. Come on, preacher.
4 years, 10 years, 20 years, you did it. And I tell you right now, that's something that a lot of people can't say. And I'm not sure, but them 4 years, I'm sure it set you on a track to the better success that you got right now. So, yeah.
Bro, that changed my life. That was my passport out the hood. Because, see, for me, in Chicago, it was real simple. It was going to be them streets, or I'm going to get my ass on that naval ship and get out of here.
Wait, south side of Chicago?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
Ooh, come on, man. I got you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm with you. We talk about that, and I got two good friends from the south side, and every day they say the same thing you just said. Both in the Navy. Well, let me say this: one in the Navy, one in the Marine Corps. Same thing. I had to get the heck up out of Chicago,
bruh.
So I'm with you. I got you.
Yeah. So, what do you feel, Gerard? Now, small town country boy coming out, going to the military. What was that transition like, and what did the military do for you, bro? And why did you stay so long?
So, for me, it was. I'll say this: me going into the military was a decision made from another choice, and I tell anybody what I wanted to do was be a fighter pilot.
Oh wow!
A fighter pilot. As a little black boy, I don't know what y'all had up there, but I grew up with this thing called an encyclopedia.
Yeah, we had one.
They was green, and there was a whole collection of them. And anything I wanted to know, my dad was like, "Boy, you better go look in that encyclopedia."
Come on now.
So I get in that encyclopedia, and I start looking at stuff, and I see this plane, and I'm like, man, I can go 600-700 miles an hour. That's what I wanted to do. Well, me being me, I found out that it takes a little bit more than I was mentally prepared for to go be a fighter pilot.
Okay.
So my father said, hey, why don't you go be a dentist? He knew I was intrigued by teeth. So got in that encyclopedia again, and I was like, ooh, I could be a dentist. Well, come to the end of school, and I'll be honest, I wasn't focused on my grades. I was always smart, and I did enough to get by. So I was a B student. I could have been a A student. I was a B student because I was more into sports and, following behind my grandfather and, a life of work versus let me put education first. And I remember my grandfather saying, hey, listen, we all right, but I don't have enough money for you, for college. Mix that with my dad saying go be a dentist, and I had a real good friend at the time. She was like, I'm joining the Navy. So I'm like, all right. Well, me thinking, oh, the Navy is on the water and I don't want to be away from home. And I said, let me join the Air Force.
Okay.
Because I'm from Macon, Georgia. It's an Air Force base 20 minutes down the way in Warner Robins. I was like, ooh, I can join the Air Force, be at home. And lo and behold, that wasn't for me because I went to the recruiting station and the Air Force, they just weren't playing. They weren't playing nice. They wanted me to do what they wanted. And I'm like, nah, I ain't going to do that. I want to be a dentist. You can't be a dentist. I said, okay, well, what can I be? They say, we got dental assistant. I said, okay, close enough. Well, here we go. You know, going back to my transition, I can't lie. 11th and 12th grade, you know, and it's not many people who know this, but I started getting into some stuff that I'll just say I wasn't proud to say I was in.
It happens, bro.
And it really was about to catch up with me. And I was like, nah, I can't stay in Macon any longer than I have to. The Air Force wanted to push me out a whole year.
Oh, no.
The Navy was like, nah, we can get you the exact same thing and give you 30 grand and you can leave 6 months earlier. I looked at the recruiter and I said, hey, I need you to go tell my parents this. Because when I actually joined the Navy, I was 16.
Oh, you were 16?
I was a year ahead of school. So when I went to MEPS and signed my paperwork, I was 16. I graduated when I was 17. So my parents had to sit there with my recruiter, both, and sign me up so I can join the Navy. And they looked at me and they said, you sure this is what you want? I said, yes. I need this. I need this.
Trust me, I need to get up out of here.
I got to go because I'm running from something that y'all don't know, and I done made some promises that my ass can't keep. Nah, I got to get on. Yeah. So that's what I did. 17 in November. I graduated in May. I was gone in July. I left the day after my mama's birthday, headed to boot camp. And I almost missed that damn bus to go to MEPS.
Yeah, I remember that damn MEPS bus. I know about that damn MEPS bus.
Yeah, man. So I hit the MEPS bus and I get there. I left first flight, get to Chicago, and bruh,
yes, sir. Great Lakes. Yes, sir.
It's been a whirlwind flight up until I retired. Like, I think that was the best decision I ever made in my life. Because I tell people right now, you know, the Navy has its ups and downs, but I say, hey, I was retired before 40.
Go ahead now. Yeah, hey, that's the one thing about that. You get in, man, you could be one of the few people retired before 40. They ain't lying, bro.
Retired before 40. And I'll say this, you know, the Navy set me up to do very well for myself. You know, a lot of people might talk down on the Navy because it is very tough. And to be away from your family and to have to deploy and do all this stuff, but I can't take anything away because it gave me an opportunity to meet people. It gave me a chance to get paid, make friendships, and
yes, sir.
It set me up for knowledge, experience that I would have not gotten had I just went straight to college. So now, you know, retired at 40, I travel the world, my pocket's looking good, I got investments, got a company, and, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll get a chance to talk about it because you see it say I am DJ Yeem. I get to do my passion.
That's right.
I get to do my passion, all because of the Navy and, you know, networking and just setting me up for success. So, yeah, that was my transition into the Navy. Had to get the heck up out of Macon, Georgia, and I hit Great Lakes and I ain't looked back since, bro.
Man, let me ask you this. The Navy is where I met. What is it about them naval relationships, them brotherhoods that last for a lifetime? Because my brother, the guy that was on the show with me in Queens Court, Marquise,
sir.
I met him in the Navy, and we in Misawa, Japan, man. Yes, sir. I was in Misawa, Japan. Me and that brother been rocking for almost 30 years. It's something about that military bond, and I can only speak for us, the sailors, and I'm sure it's like that for other branches too. But what you think it is something I can't explain, man. But those are the last. And I remember my recruiter told me, he said, "You're gonna go in here and you're gonna meet some of your best friends, closest relationships in this service." And bro, he lied. He lied about some other shit. He ain't lied about.
Oh yeah. Them recruiters will get you, boy. They'll get you in there, but they need you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What you think it is?
What I say about this is the relationships you meet in the Navy, especially when you meet somebody who stand up. And I say that because it's some shady characters in the Navy. But when you come across a good, wholesome, they understand what they doing, they understand where they at in life, and y'all connect, my opinion is that y'all share a common bond and understanding.
Right.
You see, it's rare to meet somebody and y'all click. But when you in the Navy, you're in a location, everything has been tailored and pushed towards one agenda. Hey, you got my back and I got yours. And when you see a person actually is about their word and they got your back, you can't turn that level of loyalty down for nothing. And that's what transcends the years. 10 years, 20 years, I know I can call on you. Hey, Mac, listen, man, I'm out here. I'm in a jam. I need you. It's nothing that you're going to, nah, brother, I can't be there. When y'all done rock like that, you done been in the hole, you done been on deployment, ain't nothing else to say, but you know something, bro? I got you. Say less, and I'm on the way. I'm there. You need some money? Cool, here you go. You need me to show up? I'm there. That's why those relationships in the Navy be the way they be, because you found somebody you know you can count on. You know you can call them. And when they show up and reaffirm that, hey, man, it just stacks more loyalty and love on top of it. And y'all going to rock forever that way.
Bro, you said a mouthful. Just to add to that, tell you a brief story, man. My partner in Misawa in Japan, bro, I had got over there and got in trouble being wild, running women in and out my goddamn hotel, in my barrack room and shit. I'm in there gambling, and I fuck around, bro, and some I end up spilling some candle wax on the rug. Now you know about them weekly inspections. You know the weekly inspections. So somebody, the punk ass operator officer, gonna come in there and do the weekly inspection, and he end up telling, and they end up, man, wanting to send me the captain's mask over this. But check this out. They said, well, listen, you a good sailor. We ain't gonna see the captain's mask, but you got to pay $1,000 to fix this rug. Now my broke ass ain't have no $1,000. I'm gonna see him recruit. They said, if you don't pay this $1,000, you're gonna lose your top secret security clearance, and we're gonna send you back home. My man Marquise, my brother Marquise, I didn't know this man more than 4 or 5 months. And I remember he said, I was just telling him goodbye, Gerard. I was like, look, man, you're a good brother. I appreciate the time. Look like my ass going back to the hood. And he was like, well, what you need? I said, what you mean what I need? I said, I got to pay him some money, man. Don't worry about it. I got to get out of it. He said, no, man, what you need? I said, man, it's $1,000. He said, I'll give it to you. I said, no, man, I can't take your money. He said, no, I can't see you go back to Chicago.
Yes.
And brother, I'm 19 and he 20. And from that day to this one, that's been my man. And that's a real life story. We've been rocking almost 30 years, man. I told him, I said that 1,000 gonna turn to $1 million, and we getting close to giving him that $1 million soon. But,
yes, sir.
But that type of love and loyalty is real, Gerard. So I'm glad you explained it like that to the people who don't understand. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I get okay. Now my dog, now you done retired for the military. So you just one day said, fuck it, I'm gonna go on reality TV. I'm gonna go be a reality TV star. How did you get on Queen's Court, bro? What brought you on Queen's Court? Tell me that, DJ Game.
All right, man. Check this out. So I'm getting ready to retire, and I'm single. I've been single for, at that time I had been single since 2018.
Okay.
I had, it wasn't a bad breakup.
Okay.
Let me just say this, but the young lady that I was with, she decided to move on. And I'm not mad or upset at that because, I'm accountable for my actions. So it put me in a place of, hey, let me find myself. Let me go in and reinvest in myself. And being in the military reinvesting in myself was, let me focus on my daughter, because I had been going for so long and so fast and so hard that she was, I don't want to say she was suffering, but our relationship wasn't as strong as it could be because of the military. So, you know, come 18, hey, let me move my daughter in with me. Hey, I took it all on. Like, hey, mom, you been doing it. Daughter can come with me. I got you. I don't need nothing. I got it. So my daughter came to live with me 2018, and then I focused on that. Now we get to the show part. I got a cousin. She was in this singing group in Atlanta years ago, and she had a one of her singing mates is a casting director in Atlanta. So she cast all the shows. She, you know, all the love stuff, all that stuff. Will Packer. She cast all those shows. So my cousin hit me up and was like, "Hey, you single? You not doing nothing? Like, they got a show. Why don't you go on the show?" And you know, I'm like, man, whatever. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, it's a reality show. That stuff don't be real. Whatever. She was like, you single. You sitting around here with nothing to do in the house by yourself. Like, why don't you just put it on the show? So I said, all right, man, what do I got to lose? And at this point, my mind is starting to change, because I say, hey, I got to transition from a military person to a civilian person.
And that is a transition. That's real. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you know, I got to start learning to live, because when you're in the military, you know, there's so many constrictions about the stuff you can do. And I'm like, I don't want to be that person to get out and still think I'm confined.
And be institutionalized. Yeah.
Very much institutionalized by Hayes Gray, underway, deploy, all that. So I was like, all right. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to give it a chance. And this is me really just stepping out like, what do I have to lose? And now that's my motto, like, hey, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't care. So I sent in the application. Okay. You know, we late 2020, early 21. I sent in the application.
Yep.
I'm due to retire in 22. I'm thinking I'm going to retire in 21, but they pushed me out. So I get to California, where I end up retiring from, and I submit the application. Application come back. I'm in Vegas at a bowling tournament. I just came back from a little mini deployment, and they was like, hey, can you do an interview? So I jump on. I do the interview in the hotel, because as you see, I keep my blogging stuff with me everywhere I go, just in case.
There you go.
So I jump on the interview. I do it real quick. Come back a week later, and the girl was like, man, the production staff, they really like you. They really like you. Can you do another interview? I'm like, of course. So I jump in, I do another interview, and they just keep increasing. They really like you. They really like you. They like you for the show.
Nice.
So after, you know, you went through the process after, and I don't know how your interviews went, but I had like 8 or 9 interviews, bro.
Man, bro, Gerard had about 10 of them goddamn things.
Yeah.
Man, look, if y'all don't want to fucking put me on the show, don't put. What are we waiting for?
Thank you. So yeah, after, like I said, I think I had like 9 interviews.
It's ridiculous.
They came back and they was like, we 99% sure you gonna make it. We just got one last interview with, I guess it was Will, sitting in the background looking to listen to somebody from his direct staff. So they came back and was like, all right, you was on the show. Funny story, I was supposed to be in the original cast. I was supposed to be with the original guys. Yeah.
So you supposed to be with us?
I was supposed to be with y'all.
Oh.
What happened was, I don't know if y'all got it, but what was told to me was they ended up moving the show back. So I think we were supposed to start at a certain time, and they moved it back a month or 2.
That's correct.
Well, I already had my retirement schedule from the Navy. So I had a ceremony, and I'm telling them, like, listen, I can come do it this time and this time, maybe a week later, a week before. I said, but I got to be in California on this day. I done paid the money. My dad is flying. Like, I got all this stuff. I'm like, I can't go unschedule this. And I love to be on this show. I'm thankful for the opportunity, but I'm not going to take this opportunity away from my family because I'm going to retire. So
that's right.
All right. So they hit me back. They was like, all right, we're going to see if we can work something out. Show shifted. And then they was like, okay, yeah, we can get you in on this day. By that time, they done added on the other 6, 7 guys. And I'm like, okay. And I make it to the show. And what I pop up with, all y'all mugs over there standing tall, looking clean, like, oh, we just going to pop out the back with some more fellas, huh? Yeah. Yeah, we behind the 8 ball. But nevertheless, GQ gonna come through and do what he do, you know what I'm saying, and stand tall, cause I was on a mission, just like y'all was on a mission. So that's how I got on the show. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, bro. So now I gotta ask you,
yes,
what
sir.
did you when you first seen us and everything, bro, and the lights, because I tell people it's one thing to see that shit on TV. It's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You got some cameras in your face and it's go time.
Oh yeah.
It ain't no script. It's whatever come out your mouth is the script.
None. Hey, listen. The first part is getting that. I was completely like, I don't want to say taken by surprise, but it was all new to me, especially because, and I don't know how it was for y'all, but we knew the show had been taping. We didn't know who the girls were either. So and we'll talk about it, but we on the bus on the way, and ATL Kels had the inside scoop, and he was like, hey, like we 10 minutes from walking inside or where we first see y'all, and he like, oh, by the way, somebody leaked it. These who the girls are. So I'm like, okay. Pick up my phone. I'm like, Nivea, Tamar, and Evelyn. And I'm like, this is about to be interesting. Real interesting. Oh, this is about to be interesting. So they get us out there and they tell us, they say, hey man, we only got 2 things that y'all can't do. Everything else is on y'all. One thing is this: when y'all meet the females, y'all can't approach them. They have to approach you. Y'all can't go up to them. They gonna talk to you. Second thing is, we going on a date. If you get chose, you have to tell anybody else that you were chose. And I got a story about that. So we come upstairs, we standing there, and they like, all right, you gonna walk in, you gonna see what's the host name? Oh my gosh, I done forgot.
Oh, you talking about Holly Robinson and Rodney. You talking about Holly and Rodney.
Right. They was like, you gonna see the host, Holly and Rodney, and they gonna give y'all the scoop. Hey, we walk in, we see them, and they say, this is gonna be our first time. We want y'all to go to here, here, and here. We meet the ladies.
Right.
And right off the rip, and I'll tell anybody this, Evelyn, boom.
Can't take that from her.
Can't take that from her.
No,
and that's just because, the girl that I used to date is an Evelyn fan through and through. So I've been seeing Evelyn. Tamar, I'll tell anybody, and because I'm a music person, I've always loved Tony. So that's how I even really knew who Tamar was.
Same with me.
Outside of the negative stuff and Vince, seeing them on the show. Nivea, I'm from Georgia, bruh.
So you knew
I know Nivea. I'm listening to her music all the time. We rocking with that. So I know Nivea in that aspect. So we get to the show, and the first thing they do is pair me up with ATL Kels.
Man, shout out to ATL Kels, man.
Shout out to ATL Kels. Boy, I tell you, he definitely a character. He kept it real, and I ain't mad at that. But ATL Kels made it easy for me, bro. Okay. He made it easy for me because the one thing the Navy has taught me to do is read the room very, very well.
Yeah.
So after getting in, and he allowed me to be myself. I'm funny. I'm a character. I talk shit all the time, but I I'll let another person talk their way in or out of something. And unfortunately, you know, his character talked himself in and out of something. So we get there, and I get to the table first. Evelyn is the first person I talk to.
Okay.
And in that 2-3 minutes that we talk, she put me on so much game of how this show was about to go. Because I told her, she said, "What's your name?" And I said, "GQ." She said, politely, "No, that ain't your name." That's what people call me. She said, "If you don't tell me your name, I know how this finna go." I said, "My name's Gerard." Here he goes, still talking about some ATL kills. And I'm like, "Boy, woo-wee. You ain't heard what this woman just asked you?" Cool. Cool. They want to know names, not nicknames, real names.
Yeah, government names. Yeah.
Government names. So I'm like, all right, bet. Fast forward, next table is with Tamar. And everybody seen it. Whoever watched it, they saw how that date went. Because, hey, I'm sitting over there like, bruh, you, like I said, them your questions. She talking to you. I can't help you out. We get to hey, I can't help you out. And Tamar proceeded to go in on ATL kills. And I'm like, listen, man, I got to get it together right now. And I ended up with a date from Tamar.
Yep.
I get to, and this is what the tape don't show. I get to the table with Nivea, and Nivea looks me dead in my face and says, "I can't talk to you. You already been scooped up." I said, "Okay."
Oh, damn, player, you already been scooped up. So you was already chose. So we didn't know about that. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, you already been scooped up. And that's just to say, hey, you know, somebody already asked you out on a date and you accept it. Now, you know, to go back to your word of ain't no script, because here I am saying, okay, yeah, I know Tamar asked me out on a date, but that ain't no guarantee. Like, so let me make my impression felt. So I'm still trying to go after Nivea. And she hit me up again. She was like, "Player, we can't talk.
That way, bro.
We can't talk. Like, you already been asked out." So I'm like, okay. And then it clicked, and I was like, oh, now the show is kicking in. I'm like, got it. So I bagged up, and, you know, when you standing there, and this is all happening after we see you guys across, I'm still going at Nivea, and she like, "Bruh, move." And that's the first time I see you, because you standing in the back, cool than a mug, just,
what this cat?
Who this with the real Miami on? And I said, oh man, he ain't said nothing. He just, I'm good. Little drink, I'm chilling. I said, okay, I got it. I see who right here. Cause you know me, when I peek the room, I tell people this, and I say this: the loudest person in the room who's trying to be seen, they got something to lose. They overcompensate for something. And I ain't saying nobody was loud, but that's just how I look. So, you got to be assertive. I said, we got somebody who in the back, who chilling, who cool. That's the person right there. And I say that for all of y'all, because all of y'all who sat back and who just watched how it moved went very, very far. Not just on the show, but how you moved inside with the other guys went very, very far. Everybody else, they was gone real quick.
You said that. That's a mouthful right there, Gerard. They got their ass canceled out of there with that shit.
Real quick. So, you know, we get on the show, and I say this because this is just me being honest. You know, Nivea really approached me after the second time. She was like, "I wanted to ask you, but Tamar had already chose you." Right. Keep with that. And yeah, that was that first day, but not having a script, walking up, seeing all y'all standing over there, but behind the women, and we on the other side, man, it was a little nerve-wracking. I can't even lie.
I could imagine, bro.
I can't even lie. And did they even tell y'all that it was other guys coming too?
No, we didn't know what was going on. So you got to realize we coming into it, and we going just back to meet the girls,
right?
And then we get there, and it's like, oh yeah, now some other guys coming. What? I'm like, oh, we got some more. I'm like, man, y'all done got where y'all done pussy? Y'all got some more niggas. We got enough. And so there's like, nah. After that, it's gonna be another group of guys. I'm like, man, come on, what? Man. Yeah. You talking about 3 waves of guys, and we like 3. Oh, man, let's go. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we didn't know that. So, hey, man, I know one thing about you. Me and you, we talk behind the scenes, and you always say, hey, man, OG, I appreciate your style. You smooth. Because you was always like, man, you be in the cut. You be always like, man, Mac be chilling.
Yes, always chilling in the cut, Mac.
You did that, bro. I appreciate you. I was like, man, you peeping gang. You was like, oh, I'm peeping. You remember you told me, you said, oh, I take notes of everything. I'm watching everything. Yeah, I remember you said that, bro.
Listen, the thing about it is, and they said that on the show, man. Nivea used to give me a hard time because she called me question mark. She was like, man, I don't even know your name. So I'm going to just call you question mark. She was like, because you don't say nothing. You don't make yourself assertive. And I'm like, listen, I got 2 ears and 2 eyes. I listen twice as much as I speak. I see stuff twice as much as I speak. So I'm sitting back because I'm like, for some of these guys, I don't have to do anything. They're going to talk themselves right up out the door. And that's what they did. Their actions put them out the door. So I'm like, hey, when it's my time, it's my time. And that's what I said about you, because you said the same thing. It was like, Q, listen, bruh, I'm chilling. When it's my time, it's my time. And I'm going to make my move. But you got to play it at the right time. And I'm like, you know, you're right. You right.
You say, well, you know what? That makes sense.
That makes sense. Let me take a page out of the MacBook. The same thing, boy. Out of all the dudes. And all the dudes I was cool with. But I'm telling you, sitting back and watch you play chess, like, yep, I got it. Got there, up, can't move right there, up, there go another move right there. Watching you play chess, and I'm like, that's the person that I can get down with. I'm cool with that. So it was just a testament to, you know, just seeing another real guy make a play in a position where he knew, like, hey, I ain't gotta be Jordan. I can be Iverson. I ain't gotta be Jordan. I can be Shaq. I can dunk. I can do this. I ain't gotta shoot the 3. I can make the layup. Right. Easy stuff. And that's what you did. So, you know, and it worked out that you was Mac and you was a Mac.
Thank you. Hey, man, how can you be better when you're named Mac? You got that. Come
on. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
But bro, that was my whole thing. I said, guys, you win in 10. The name of the game is get to the 10th episode, boys. I said, because if you get out this motherfucker by 4 or 5, America might forget you. But if you go to 10, you gonna win. They gonna remember you. Somebody gonna remember your ass. You get to 10.
Oh yeah. I was trying to get in the house. I made it.
You did make it to the house, bro. Shout out to you.
Made it to the house.
So we're gonna talk really briefly post show, and I want to spend this last bit of the because I appreciate your time. Thank you, GQ, for your time, bro.
Okay, of course.
I want to get into when you saw yourself on TV, my dog. What was that like with you, your family, and everybody? Or nigga, did you have any women pop up out the blue? Hey, Gerard.
Bruh.
How was them DMs for you, boy?
Let me tell you like this. I ain't gonna even front and say I had a lot, but the ones that came out, bro, they was, oh, I love you this and I love you that. I didn't think she did you right. She shouldn't. And I'm like, listen, it is what it is. So, my family, everybody was good. I got all the phone calls, and you know, even to this day, you know, I ain't gonna say I like the word humble, but I'm very like, that's TV. Outside of that TV, y'all know me, and that didn't change. That didn't make or break anything. You know, it just gave me another opportunity. So to see myself on TV in that position, I was thankful. Thankful not only because I was there, but I tell people I'm glad that I was able to meet other men who thought and did things the way that I did. You know what I'm saying? To still talk with you. I still keep up with Puff. I still talk with Mike. Me and Travis, we hit each other up, you know what I'm saying, every now and then. So those things, even Tyrone, man, we'll shoot each other a message every now and then. For me, that's it. It goes back to that Navy thing. You meet somebody in a place and y'all like, oh, we vibing? That's it. Because the show itself, you can always go back and watch the show.
You ain't lying.
But the people, hey, Mac, I'm around your way, bro. Let's pull up. Yeah. Let's kumbaya. Let's go smoke a cigar, have a drink, and do what we do. That's lasting for me. So that's what seeing myself just gave me. I met some cool ass dudes on this show, and I met 3 beautiful women. That's another story for another day.
Yes,
but
sir. We say that for part 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about that, Gerard. You just sparked something in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That Navy background is what made you and me understand the important relationship. See, it was important for me to build a relationship with JR, LeBron, Puff, yourself, few other guys, Gatsby, few other guys. I really Nate, a lot of guys. I can't. Too many to name. Shit, I don't want to leave nobody out. Too many to name.
Right.
It was important to me to connect and build. If you were genuine, I wanted to build with you because again, this show gonna evaporate. They're gonna do season 2, and we gonna be old news. But like you said, the Brotherhood is a bond because you'll never forget the guy you was on TV with. You can never forget that. That's
right.
I mean, how many people can you share that with, bro?
None, bro. The guys that was there, and I tell everybody that they ask me all the time, was the show real? And I said, that's not important. The show was real because the guys who were on there were genuine. They were real. Those things that was happening was real. Wasn't no script. I said, now TV magic make it look a certain way, but that was no script. By no means. Everybody was genuine with that. So, absolutely.
Great. Well, bro, I'm going to spend this last, 12, 13 minutes talking about what you're doing now. Tell me about DJ Yeem and how did you segue into music? Has that been a passion? Has that always been something? What are you doing with this, and where do you plan on taking it?
All right. So as far as music, before I even joined the Navy, music was something that I did. Country boy, and shout out, if anybody want to go look up my homeboy, Swole, he's a platinum producer. The Wobble. All that stuff. Wow. So we started off. The company is called Backyard Records. We started off in the backyard in a trailer with a 4-track recorder, rhyming, rapping. He was in the band. He wrote music. I was in the band. I played drums. But that's my brother through and through. Jonathan Swole Dumas. Please go look him up. Okay. Boy, it's serious. But that's how I got into music. My uncle he's always been a DJ. So back then, vinyl, carrying records, that's something I did for him. And his turntables was at his house.
Okay.
I'm at his house every other week, all through the summer. And picking up a record interests me. And over the years, I learned how to actually DJ. But being in the Navy, I never had an opportunity to work on that craft.
Okay.
I get out the Navy, and I said to myself, this first year, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just travel, spend time with my daughter, do whatever.
That's right.
And I ain't going to lie, bro, it get boring.
That's real. That's real.
So I looked around. I got a homeboy who was in the Navy. Oh, my God. In the Navy.
Come on now.
My homeboy, DJ AD Baby, 478, world-renowned DJ with Coalition DJs, but he DJ'd from my hometown, and we just started hanging out. And I'm like, man, I could do this. He like, bro, you can do it. There's plenty of money out here. You know, everybody do it.
Wow.
I went out. I spent a little $900 on my first DJ set.
Yeah.
Within 2 weeks, that DJ set had paid for itself, speakers, and I was getting booked on the regular, all within a month.
Go ahead.
So now I'm at the point of I know I can do it. Is how far I want to do it. But my thing about DJing is, if it's gonna take away time from my daughter, nah, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I haven't went all out with it. Oh, I got a company. I get paid. I'm booked out to January, February right now. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting it, but the passion of me doing it is because I love music, bro. We can sit. If you ever want to do anything on music, we can sit and go days and days, and we can talk about music. Because I tell you, I go back to that Juke joint with my grandfather.
Yes, sir.
Listening to all that old music, and now it influenced me so much. So yeah, that's where I'm at, DJing, and that's just the passion. Outside of that, I got a couple of properties. I got a real estate company.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's really what I do. So, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I sit back and let the residual come in, and yeah, that's what I do.
Well, brother, it's not tooting your own horn because you set yourself up strategically.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I asked you what you were doing. You didn't lead with, "Hey Mac, I ain't seen it. Well, I got 3 rental properties, man. I don't do shit." You ain't no. That ain't what you did. I asked you what you had going on, and you had every right to say, "Mac, I DJ and I sit on my ass sometime and collect them goddamn rent checks." And I'm happy that it's a brother that's collecting the rent checks as well. That's a beautiful thing. So shout out to you for that. Now, let me sneak a question in on you. You raising a daughter. You got a daughter. I raised 3 boys. How in this climate, Gerard, what do you tell your daughter, man, and what to look for in a man, brother? How is that raising the daughter?
All right. So my daughter is we all say our kids are intelligent, but her intelligence stems from the amount of freedom that her mom and I have given her to take anything that she wants and learn it the way that she wants to learn it. So whether she like girls or boys,
right,
doesn't matter to me. And having a daughter, we've allowed her to just experience whatever she wants.
Okay.
So, you know, and I'll say this: at one point, she didn't know. Okay. Now, she likes boys. Boy crazy.
Okay.
So she's an innocent girl, and I say that because she's in a place. She's a black girl, very light skinned, living in San Diego. So you know what we think about how we're raised as African Americans in the United States. Her situation isn't quite the same because living in San Diego, she doesn't have those Southern influences. She doesn't have those up north Chicago influences like you may have seen. That's been my biggest adjustment in trying to make sure she's raised right, is for me to understand how it's affecting her being a little black girl in a culturally diverse location, being in San Diego.
That's right.
Going to a school where there's not a predominantly African American presence, so she's around white kids, Asian kids, Mexican kids, Latinos. That's what she gets. So it's allowed me an opportunity to sleep very, very good, if I should say.
I bet
because I don't have to worry about a lot of the things that I see in predominantly black culture with kids of her age. Like,
good.
I give it to her, but nah, daddy, and I tell everybody this, my daughter is a true California girl, singing the song and all, head bopping down the street, black girl in a culturally diverse world. That's what I get. So for me to be a dad raising her, I sleep very good because her mom does a great job. My daughter is smart.
That's awesome.
Grades are awesome, and you know she doing things that my daughter had been to Japan. I ain't even been to Japan. You see what I'm saying? She traveling. She speaks Spanish. Like, yeah. So that's what raising her has been like. She said, Dad, I'll tell you, you know, if I like a boy. And believe me, she calls me, Dad, man, why this boy do this stupid thing? And we talk.
See that?
We talk it out.
See that?
And all right, good to go. So that's what it's like raising a 15-year-old. I'm glad that I could be, you know, her ear. I'm glad that I can give her guidance and she takes guidance, even if I get on her nerves sometimes.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. At least she got a father that can get on her nerves. She blessed to have.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be there. Non-stop. She called me. I'm on the way. She my princess. I tell anybody, she get anything she want because she does what she's supposed to do. And I have no qualms about it. So, yeah, she gets whatever she wants.
My brother. Well, man, hey, man, we got to do this again, man. I appreciate you supporting me, man.
Anytime, listen, you call me. It don't matter what you need. Call me and I'm there. I can jump on this anytime from any place, brother. If you need me to take a flight and come up there and sit with you, we could do that too.
I definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So you in Cali full time, or you in Georgia? You back and forth?
I'm back and forth. I'm in Georgia because I take care of my dad. So that was my reason for going back. But if not, I would be in Cali to be near my daughter. But I'm here once a month, probably 8, 9, 10 days out of the month. And then I go back to Georgia, take care of stuff there, take care of my properties, come back here. So I'm always traveling, bro. Always.
Well, brother, you know what? One compliment I got to get you. You got the smoothest salt and pepper goddamn beard on this side of on this side of the Mississippi. I'm going to tell you something. You making me feel good about my grades coming in. I think I can do that.
You can do it. You could do it. Hey, it wasn't as long on the show, and that's another thing. A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, "Oh, was you on that show?" Because it wasn't as long. No. So I done let the beard grow. I done let the hair grow.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
Hey, bro.
He done got the Rico Suave and shit.
Hey, come on, Mac.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know when these women see this interview, that your DM's gonna light up.
Hey, listen, they can light up. They got something to compete with right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if hey, trust me, they can't replace what I got.
Ooh, hey, ladies. So I guess Gerard said he got somebody right there. Shoot your shot if you want to, but he got somebody right there. What the man said.
Hey, they gonna have to come with it, and I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. So
Hey, bro. Well, listen, man, I'm proud of you. I want to tell you, God bless you, your family, man. Happy holidays to you, brother. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Anytime you need me, man, just hit me up, man. Mac, put that Mac sign in the air. I'll be there, baby.
Put that Mac sign in there. Hey, I need to throw this cap up in there. Hey, bad signal.
Hey, man. All right, y'all. Cigar Champs and Mac, we out. Make sure y'all hit the like, comment, and subscribe. We out.